Hello everybody, my name is Boris, and today we're going to do something a little different. Instead of our usual shorts videos, we're going to have a more in-depth discussion about the most common question people ask me. Should you build a garrison? As you can see, I have pretty much every meta garrison commander in the game maxed out, and Zenobia is getting pretty close herself too. So we're going to go over when you should build a garrison, what it takes to build a garrison, and which garrison commander works for your needs. But without further ado, let's get started. So first we're going to go over when to build a garrison. When deciding whether or not to build a garrison, you should observe who else has garrisons in your kingdom and what troop types they have coverage for. If you already have 4 Zenobias, you don't need to rush and build one. That's actually why mine isn't done yet, because our kingdom had plenty of them. However, if you have a shortage in an archer garrison, maybe you should work on Amani. Maybe you should work on Jadwiga if you have a shortage of cavalry garrisons. Also remember that only the main leader of that garrison is going to affect the overall trade significantly. So having 1 or 2 to cover a time period is great, but having more than 4 or 5 oftentimes becomes redundant unless you're defending multiple fronts at once by your alliance or kingdom on your own, which is less and less common with these new KvKs. Okay, now that we've gone over when you should build a garrison, now we're going to go over how you should build a garrison. When building a garrison, you want your commanders to be expertised. A lot of their expertises feed off of each other and make a combo. Amani's a perfect example, with her silence immunity feeding perfectly into Artemisia's self-silence. This basically turns her Queen of Caria skill into a straight damage boost. So having Amani's expertise is crucial for that to work. Next, you want to build the best equipment you possibly can on your commanders. This is my Theo set. It's very high in defense. I wish I had more health. But overall, it's a really solid set. What you'll notice is almost all the items are legendaries, and that's going to be something that's going to be typical if you're building a garrison. You're going to want a lot of legendary equipment. That legendary equipment is necessary, as when you're the leader of a garrison, all your trades are based on your equipment, your skills, your talents. And all the enemy's trades are based on their rally leaders' equipment, skills, talents. So you want to try to at least be on par, if not be a little better equipment-wise when possible. I was lucky enough that my Eternal Knight was crit on the first craft, but if you don't have that crit, you're going to need more blueprints, you're going to need more resources to expertise that equipment. I'm going to post on the screen about how much it costs to build this set without expertise, just for reference. So now that we've got all the boring responsibility out of the way, let's get to the fun part, picking out an actual garrison commander for you. When picking out a garrison commander, you should consider what use cases you want to have covered. If you want something that covers a wide range of situations, Theo's a great option. If you want to have a specific archer garrison to counter Harold Pakal, Amani Artemisia is your choice. If you want to have a catch-all for most of the meta, Zenobia is an excellent option. If you find yourself in a position where you're not able to compete for Mightiest Governor placements, and you're not able to compete for as many spots, but you want to cover a wide variety of situations, I can't recommend Theo enough. I swear by Theo. I think she's one of the most underrated commanders in the game. And she's on the leadership Mightiest Governor, which is one of the easiest ones to place in open and enclosed Mightiest Governors, because they're not super popular ones. Her best partner is YSS, who is also available through the wheel, which is, again, an option where you can get them without any real competition. So it gives an option for you to quickly build a garrison and quickly build an effective unit and contribute without having a lot of conflict. For example, Zenobia is on the same Mightiest Governor as Leonidas, as Harold, as Pakal, as all the other infantry commanders. So it's a lot stiffer competition, whereas Theo's competition is not nearly as good, to be completely honest with you. So you'll find that you'll get placements a lot easier. She covers a lot of positions well, and she's excellent if you're building several garrisons, because she can use any troop type. especially as a secondary commander. So you could run Amani Theo, you could run Artemisia Theo, you can run Zenobia Theo, Jadwiga Theo, and you'll still get some solid trades. You'll get a great cleanse on her first skill, and you'll get a lot of extra anti-swarm potential. And it makes a great stopgap until you can get the more meta commanders. Alternatively, Zenobia is great against most of the meta. She's very solid. She has an amazing first skill that gives increased health and heals, and it makes it very frustrating to deal with. You can make her mixed troops with YSS. You can make her pure infantry with Flavius, and she covers a lot of things well. It is probably the meta commander. Amani and Artemisia are a pair. They're both amazing, excellent against a lot of things, and really only get beaten out by cavalry. And Jadwiga, I think, is also a very underrated commander who's very underappreciated for the work she does, because she does trade very excellently. But those are for another day. I will be going over each individual commander in detail with their talents, skills, equipment, and what to pair them with in future videos. If you like this video, please give it a like to let me know. If you want to see more, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, as I'll be posting Rise of Kingdoms videos on a nearly daily basis for the near future. If you want to see a specific commander, garrison or not, covered, please let me know in the comments below. And as always, good luck, fight well, and I will see you on the battlefield.